congratulations on 10 years of
Congrats.
recording this podcast. That's amazing.
It is. Our bullheaded persistence has led to consistency and 10 years in the rearview mirror. And so I did 10 lessons learned from 10 years of podcasting.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I had forgotten about this. And this is in no particular order. Listen to your own show.
Oh, I have a hard time with that one. But yes, you're right.
I know. I know I'm right. I do this regularly, but not consistently.
I actually enjoyed one of the best times I ever had. I was driving. This is just a little segue. I was driving to go to the duck club to hunt, and I turned on our show, and I turned the speed down to half volume.
Half speed?
Half speed.
Oh.
And it sounded really funny. And it was, and I listened, and it sounded like we were stoned out of our mind.
I bet.
And I listened, and I was like, this is really good. Because everybody always talked about, do it at 1.4 or whatever, 1.2 to get things done quick. And, and I, like I said, I have listened to the show a lot. But that episode, I was like, it was like, Dave was like, wow, man. It was so great.
That's awesome.
I laughed my ass off in the car, and I maybe even texted you at the time. This was
I think I remember this. Yeah,
how many years ago I did it, but yeah, listening to your own show is good. I have the same problem with it as watching myself record here on the live stream.
Yeah.
I don't. It's like, well, whatever. And sometimes I'm just like, well, I'll just put something over it. I don't really care. Now I'm used to it. I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't
but you just get used to it. And I agree. You should listen to your own stuff.
Listen, I'm gonna read through all of these, and we can pick apart any of them. We can come back to any that we want. So listen to your own shows. Number 1, schedules matter. Number 2, know your roles. Number 3. Number 4 is communicate with your co-hosts and guests. Learn how to interact with each other and notify each other. The systems get some of that down. Sound quality matters. It does. One that I didn't put in there, but actually comes back around, was respect your audience, but that was not number 6. Number 6 was refine your advertising reads, which of course we've done.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if you folks, well, I'll circle back, but we use ChatGPT to write our ad scripts. Master your own domain. This is something we did here from day one, and that is do not host your podcast or your feed on a domain that you do not own. If your feed is even, and I love the folks at Libsyn, but if you are letting Libsyn manage your feed, if something happens to Libsyn, something happens to your show.
Yeah.
Right. And I love, like I said, I love them. They're a great example. They're a terrible example because I don't want to tell people to move away. You shouldn't move your hosting away from them necessarily. Just let them generate your feed, but host it at your domain.
Yeah, I agree.
Another thing that I did not put in there was 2 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Number 8 was shout from the rooftops. Tell everyone about your show. It's not natural for most of us to be predisposed to, talking into a microphone, let alone talking about ourselves, talking into a microphone.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But you got to, and this is one I need to remind myself of all the time. And then number 9 was love the haters. If somebody doesn't like your show and tells you they don't like your show, that's flattering.
Yeah, that's good feedback.
Yeah. And then, of course, because it was 10 years of Mac Geek Gab, lesson number 10 was don't get caught, because that's our catchphrase over there. We talk about the charmed life here.
Nice.
Over there, it's don't get caught. But don't get caught in a rut. Reinvent yourself and your show as often as you want to.
I love it.
Stay with the times. So
yeah, we've done that here. We've changed the name, we've changed the format, we've changed over and over and over and over and over. And it keeps it engaging for us, which is really important. I would add one thing to that list that for me is that to shut up, to be quiet. I had a hard time in the beginning being quiet, especially when when we had guests. I would want to interject and talk because it, like in a conversation, you're back and forth. But here, I need to just close my mouth, and I think I've gotten much better at it, and just listening.
I think you have too. I think I have too, but I'm not. I fail at it all the time.
Oh, so do I. Of course. Yeah. But I would add that, and that is definitely a learned skill. Not feeling the urge to fill silence.
Silence is okay.
Yeah, and it, especially if you're making a point, or you have a guest on that's making a point, that kind of thing, or your co-host is making a point. So, but yeah, it's definitely the consistency and the grind. And I would say it's helped me in all my other business ventures as well, because I've understand better, this show has a deep foundation of value. If somebody were to go data mine the 623 episodes we already have recorded, and I would love to do that.
Yeah, I want to be the ones to do that, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I would love to have, the AI do it for us and create this massive volume of value. It's amazing. And it's, like I said, it's helped me tremendously in all other aspects.